Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report that involves a hefty sum of money, agreements, and legal speak. It might sound like a snooze fest, but trust me, there are some interesting turns hidden in the text. You could say some might be left in depth too. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, where you can talk about these sorts of SEC filings. Today we are decoding an 8K filing from Claros Mortgage Trust, a company that focuses on lending money for real estate. An 8K filing is a report companies file with the SEC to announce major events that could be important to investors. In this case, it involves a new agreement that changes how they borrow money. The main point of his filing is that Claros Mortgage Trust made a deal with JP Chase Bank. This is about an amended and restated uncommitted master repurchase agreement, or MRA for short. The company and one of its subsidiary entered into this agreement in June of 2025. Think of it as a credit line or a way for Claros to borrow money when they need it. This new agreement, called the amended MRA, changes some key things. First, it increases the maximum amount they can borrow to roughly $663 million. That's a pretty substantial amount of money. The original amount was smaller, so this allows Claros to potentially take on more debt and invest in more real estate projects. Another important change is that the agreement now has varying levels of recourse. Recourse, in simple terms, means what happens if Claros can't repay the borrowed money. If a borrower can't pay back a loan, the lender can go after specific assets to get its money back. This agreement defines exactly what assets JP Chase can claim if Claros defaults, and the level of recourse depends on the value of the financed asset. The devil is in the details, as they say. Now, this filing also mentions item 2.03, which is about creating a direct financial obligation. This basically means that because Claros has entered into this agreement to borrow money, they now have a financial obligation. It's a fancy way of saying they owe money under certain terms. To understand all the specifics, the filing points to the actual agreement itself, which is included as an exhibit. This agreement would spell out the exact terms, conditions, interest rates, and other details related to this borrowing arrangement. Now, let's step back and think about what this all means for Claros Mortgage Trust. The good side is that Claros now has access to a larger pool of money, and in general it can be good because it can enable the company to invest in new projects and grow their business. It shows the lending company trusts them, and so on. The bad side is that the higher maximum borrowing limit could also be a warning sign. They might need it to address other financial issues. Taking on a lot more debt can be risky. If the real estate market changes or if Claros struggles to manage these investments, it could lead to financial difficulties. Also, the fact that the bank wants more recourse to Claros's assets might mean that they are not that certain of the investment security and want to protect themselves. So what's the overall takeaway? This new borrowing agreement is a significant event for Claros Mortgage Trust. It provides them with more financial flexibility, but also comes with increased risks. Investors should keep a close eye on how Claros manages this debt and whether they can successfully invest it in profitable real estate projects. It would be really nice to see some actual numbers about the state of the investment portfolio and the exact terms of the agreement, but the ECI form does not have any such information, and further digging in the company's older financial forms would be needed to get a sense of the situation. Alright, that's our breakdown of Claros Mortgage Trust's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.